Hello everyone, welcome to William and the Magic Box. Today on our show, we are going to have Geoff. Geoff is from Philippines, but he lives in London, in England, in the UK. So let's see what Geoff has to say. Enjoy the interview. Okay. So hello Geoff, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Yeah. Just finished work and now I'm here to get to know you better and
Amazing.
I'm happy to be in your channel. I've seen
Amazing.
you've been interviewing a lot of people.
Yeah, it's been a beautiful journey, like meeting people
Mhm.
around the globe. It's been like, my goodness, just the best. It's been the best feeling ever.
Yeah.
So tell me, how was your day today?
It was so-so. It's pretty quiet actually at work, considering it's December. 'Cause usually my line of work, it's kind of busy towards the year end.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, this morning I did some mobility stretches and made breakfast. Had about 10 million coffees. No,
Wow.
yeah.
So tell me, what do you do for work, for living?
I work for a company called Zeps. So it was rebranded to Zeps, but the original name was World Remit. So their product offering is transferring money all over the world. Kind of like think of it as Western Union is one of their competitors.
I see.
But I really like it there because I work with a lot of Filipinos in Manila. Sorry, in Cebu.
I
So it's really
see.
good.
So you are originally from Philippines.
Mm, Originally from Philippines, and then I moved to not London, but yeah, I moved to the UK when I was 15,
Uh-huh.
about 6 years ago. No, I'm joking. Yeah.
Wow. And why did
Oh.
change from Philippines to the UK?
Yeah, so I guess it was because there were more opportunities for my parents here in
Mhm.
the UK. Mom is working in the healthcare industry, and my dad is now working in the healthcare industry. He wasn't before. But yeah, my mom moved here and then she missed her little boy and took me with her and my siblings, obviously, but I'm more important than them.
How many siblings do you have?
I have three. I have a sister and I have a younger sister and two younger brothers.
Wow,
I'm the oldest one, yeah.
big family.
Yeah.
So
Mm.
now you're based in London now.
Yeah, I moved here nearly 3 years now. Yeah, coming up to 3 years in June.
See? And
Yeah, yeah.
what do you like the most about living in London?
So, good question because I used to live in Manchester before London. I didn't move to Manchester before the Philippines,
Uh-huh.
but I was living there before. And I feel like London's more diverse in terms of like, especially food, right? There's so much Filipino food options here popping around. So it's nice not to cook Filipino food for once. And it's just order it.
Amazing.
Do
Yeah, I
you
think
find that as well?
good point actually. I think London it's a place where you can find, different cuisines from different part of the world. I think there are so many
Mhm.
places you go and you can find the communities from different countries, and of course they have their food there where they are very it feels like you are eating in their natural in their country where they come from, because it feels so delicious, and it feels like um,
Authentic, yeah.
yes, authentic. It's amazing. It's amazing how London can bring all those nationality in different parts of London, and and keep the culture and people. It's about living, uh, you know, a little bit of their culture in a big city like London.
Yeah, yeah. It's like going on a holiday, but now it's expensive, right?
Absolutely, like next door.
Just 5 minutes away.
Geoff, before we start our journey within the magic box, I would like you to tell me something interesting about yourself.
Interesting. Okay, so When I said I moved to the UK, it's not necessarily true because I don't think they classify it as the UK. I used to live for about 7 or 8 years in the Isle of Man. I don't know
Ah,
if
okay.
you've heard of it, but
Yeah.
it's don't know whether a lot of people heard of that, but the Isle of Man is, yeah, it's very small. About 85,000 people.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting fact about the Isle of Man is they only have one McDonald's. I think they have two now, actually. One open, one open. Yeah, and I
Um,
tell people this. They don't have a Primark. And every time I go on holiday, when I used to live in the Isle of Man, I'd go to the UK and I'd be like, wow, tall buildings. Yeah,
that's
I
funny.
find it very interesting. There's very nice people there, though. Very scenic. I think
Yeah.
it's where they host the TT races.
Mm-hmm.
Because one of the roads, the mountain road, doesn't have a speed limit. So that's where they race the motorbikes and stuff.
Amazing. Okay, so through the journey, I'm going to explore a little bit more about your life and also about your point of views, okay?
Yeah.
Geoff, are ready to go on a beautiful journey through your memories in life and share your point of views?
Yes, of course.
Amazing. Welcome to William and the Magic Box. So I've got here my best. Okay, full of random fun questions. I'm just gonna play a song now, just for us to relax a bit before the first question, okay?
Yeah. I'll just dance with you.
Amazing. Let's do it. All right. Okay, Geoff, before we start the game, during the journey, if it comes up a question that you don't want to talk about, some reason you don't want to answer, always can change, okay?
Yeah.
Right. First question for you is, what is the biggest risk have you ever taken?
Oh, next question. Biggest risk. Well, I live in a very tight-knit like family. Like we speak pretty much every day. Not as close as my brothers and sister in these days. They have their own life and stuff. But I'm very close with my mom and dad, so I think the biggest risk was actually moving from the Isle of Man to Manchester. Like I had friends in Manchester before I moved, but like when you don't have a safety net of your parents, of what if I get fired from my job, or what if I get lost? So yeah, I think that's the best and biggest risk I've ever done. And considering it's not like an easy way to go back to the Isle of Man, so I have to either catch a flight or travel from Liverpool to the Isle of Man via ferry, which is like a 4-hour drive, 4-hour sailing.
Wow.
So yeah, really enjoyed it.
And the reason you left the Isle of Man to Manchester, because of opportunities, because what was the reason?
Yes, to the opportunities. I wanted to progress my career in finance.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when I was living in the Isle of Man, I used to work for Barclays. And me and my friend Eve, she's still one of my closest friends now. We went on holiday to Manchester and then we went to Canal Street because the Isle of Man doesn't have like a very big gay population, right? So we went to Canal Street and the teenage Joff was like, wow, there's other people. So I think I love the vibe. I loved like the feeling of being, in a community of like-minded people.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, more diversity in Manchester than the Isle of Man. I just fell in love with it at the time. So I was like, you know what? There's money to be made and life to be lived
I
at
like
the
that.
time in your teenage years.
Amazing. I love that. Amazing. Okay. Next question. Let's do it. All right. Next question is, if you could meet yourself when you were 15 years old again, which advice would you give to yourself?
I would say it's a hard one. I was 15 when I moved to the Isle of Man from the Philippines. So it was, as you probably could imagine, very traumatic for a boy back then because I had my friends in the Philippines, I had a life there, school, structure. And when you take that out, as you're trying to like find yourself and develop yourself, it kind of screws up with your way of thinking in terms of how how do you live again? How do you change your lifestyle? How do you make friends? So if I was fifth, advice is don't keep to yourself too much
Mhm.
and yeah, speak to your parents more about your feelings. Because I think I was very closeted back then, like very not expressing myself. But I think if I knew that I had the support of my parents, they were also adjusting living here. But I think if I relied on them more than just shutting my door as soon as I get back from school, then I think it'll be a much pleasant experience.
Wow. And the time when your parents they were here in the UK, and you were back in the Philippines, did you live with other families? Sorry, did you live with other family members there or not?
In the Philippines.
Yeah, before you moved to London, to
Ah,
the UK.
so yeah, so my mom worked in healthcare in the Isle of Man for like I think a year and a half. And then after that, my dad and my brothers and sister and I moved to the Isle of Man. So I had my dad in the Philippines at the
Ah,
time.
oh, I see. So your mom came first, and after your dad and your siblings as well.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
see. I
She
see.
got very lonely and took us.
Of course, of course.
Yeah, it's probably true, you know. I'm not. It's probably not a joke.
Next question.
Yeah.
Do it. Right. So before the next question, when I was checking your profile, it says there that you do um, strength yoga movements. Yeah. I could see some of your videos. So tell me a little bit about this journey in your life.
You know what? I frequent the gym not as much as probably like bodybuilders and stuff, but yeah, I used to go to the gym. Well, I still do, but it's been like 5 years since I started properly going. But only about 8 and 9 months ago that I discovered that yoga is very helpful for me, especially if you go to the gym, because I used to get hurt in the gym. And I think the reason for that, well, I know the reason for that is um, I'm double jointed in most of my joints. So I have a bigger range of motion than most people. So when I'm doing like a bench press, I could like have my shoulders more down than most people, which then hurts my shoulders because I can move them like that. So with yoga, that I went to Brewer Street Yoga in Soho, man only yoga practice. I loved it there because they were building a community and they're very warm, very open. Matthew Go is the owner and he helps with the poses. So the reason for why I stuck with yoga is because I want to um, strengthen my joints and my smaller muscles to protect my joints because I have a bigger range of motion bigger range of motion than probably a lot of people. Yeah, and yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy fitness. I like the mental side of it. I like the discipline. It helps me clear my head, meditate. Um, I'm not into the spiritual side of yoga yet, but I'm sure it'll come. But for now, I'm enjoying the physical aspect and I'm seeing changes in my body. And also, when I used to go to the gym, I got really bored because I also just used to weight trade. It's all the same stuff like push pull. So yeah, I'm trying to learn more about being mobile, especially now as I'm getting older.
I see.
Don't tell anyone. Um, yeah, be mobile, moving more, um, still going to the gym, and I actually have started eating healthy now.
Amazing. Very
I think
good.
that's a discipline thing. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is, tell us about your first kiss and your first love.
Oh, okay. This was probably when just before I moved to wait, because there's different like stages in your life, right? When you thought about your first love and then your other first love. Um, First kiss was probably from my first boyfriend in the Mom, if you're watching this, I had a boyfriend in the Philippines.
Wow.
Um, so yeah, my first kiss was from him. Don't know where he is now. Um, because I moved. Probably I don't have contact. But I don't think it was my first love. I think my first love was with my current partner now. That's when you actually know that you're in love. Not like when you watch movies and this is they tell you what love is supposed to be and all the butterflies and all that stuff. I get that, but it's more like stability and you know what's there and it's just true.
Uh-huh.
Can't explain it. It's
It's
more
real.
mature, more true, more of a future forward thinking of love. Yeah, it
Wow.
makes me happy.
Okay. Next question. Let's do it. All right, Joff. Next question is, what do you like the most about your best friend?
Oh, okay. I was having this conversation the other day with Eve, I think, or Kevin. I can't remember. I was having because they're equally all my best friends, right? The fact that when you message them and it's like time hasn't passed.
Yeah.
It's like nothing changed since the last time you had a conversation. We all live a busy life. So sometimes you don't message them every day, or I don't even. But when I speak to them, it's like it's still the same feeling like, oh, it's just wonderful, I think. When you find those kind of tribes, you really need to keep them and respect them and nurture them. But not like necessarily speak to them every day. I just know that if they need you, you can be dependent. They can depend on you for stuff.
Yeah, I think best friends, you don't choose best friends. It just happen naturally. The connection is there. It's like a relationship. When the connection is there, when it clicked, that's it. It's friends forever. That's how I see.
Yeah, yeah, it's hard to get rid of them. I've been trying to for years,
Oh
but
my God.
I'm joking. Nah, they will be my best friends for life for sure. Yeah.
Amazing. Next question. Let's do it. Okay, Joff. Next question is, what hurt your feelings?
I do value friendships, and yeah, one of the things that hurt my feelings back when I was living in Manchester was, I guess, when I stopped being friends with people I thought was my best friends. Um, I have a th- I'm not really big on changes, but that's something I'm trying to work on. So if something drastically happens with my life, I'm like, oh my God, the world's gonna end. What am I gonna do?
Yeah.
So one of those is, yeah, I lost some friends, hurt my feelings. But I think if I didn't do that, I wouldn't have the balls to move to London
Mm-hmm.
or have new connections, which I found here in London. Shout out to Miguel and everyone I know in London. But
Oh,
yeah, hurt my feelings. It is what it is. Time
yeah.
heals
It meant to
wounds.
be. It meant to be, and time will tell. Time will heal, and I think that it just meant to happen this way. Sometimes we meet people, sometimes, we're not at the same page and we can crush sometimes. But if they are your real friends, they're gonna somehow, it will come back or maybe never go back anymore. So it depends. You just need to trust the process, trust the universe, and you see how things is gonna go.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how I see. Okay. Next question. Ready?
What?
Let's do it. Next one. Right. Before the next question, when you think about Philippines, yeah, what's the best memory that comes to your mind when you think about your country?
Oh, is it weird that my best memory was when I'm living here and I moved there for I went there for holiday, not when I'm living there. Um, I think because I grew up here, spent my teenage lives here, developed my mind and
Uh-huh.
matured here. I went to El Nido in Palawan with my partner Ryan, and we went to this. It's like in the middle of the Philippines. This called Palawan. Very beautiful place. And when I was there, I'm like, I wish I had money to get everyone in the world to go here at least once in their life because it was amazing. Had great food. It was very serene. The waters were clear. It wasn't as expensive as I thought it would be. But I think it's because they knew I was Filipino. I'm not sure. Maybe some people have like foreign tax where they charge you. Well, yeah, I went there with my partner and he had an amazing time too. We went to different islands of Palawan,
Mm-hmm.
El Nido, Puerto Princesa. Yeah, and one I think I remember one night there was like a blackout, like electricity went. And we just walked the street and everyone was playing guitar, still
Wow.
having fun, eating outside. There was a sense of community there. And I was like, oh my God, I might live here, I might just not come back.
and
But
growing
I'm
up,
here. I came back.
did you have like your parents? You're speaking just Philippines at home with them?
Yes. Mostly. Yeah. When I was in the Philippines, I was in kind of like a private school. It's like an international school. So
Mm-hmm.
in the school, we had a rule not to speak Tagalog, which is the Filipino language, because there were other people there. So we
Tagalog.
basically spoke English, but like, don't tell the nuns that they will kill you. No, I'm joking. They will kill you. They will punish you. So it was a school, and there was a church inside, and it was run by nuns, and they were very strict.
Wow.
Like if you don't have the haircut, like there was a guideline of the haircut, they will shave your head in front of everyone and let you come home like that.
Wow.
But
Interesting.
we're speaking like 2004, 2003, so I'm sure it's progressed now. But yeah, that was traumatic actually.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Next question is, what does money mean to you?
Um, it when people say money can't buy you happiness, I somehow half believe that and half not.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a leeway to buy your freedom as long as you save and as long as you help your parents if they need to, or your siblings or whoever you're very close with. It can kind of solve some problems, but it's dependent on, for me anyway, I don't value it as much. Like I didn't move to London for the money mostly, but it's a nice bonus to have. Because I think everyone knows that you get paid more in London than Manchester, right? So depends on your job anyway, but for me in finance, you do. Money means, yeah, just I think I don't know actually. Not much weight in there for me. But as long as you save money, give some to your parents, um, actually give some to charity, the deaf community in London. And yeah, I guess it's helped me find my passion in yoga and strength training. I mean, if I didn't have money, I wouldn't be able to go to classes.
I see. Amazing. Okay. 3 questions left, Geoff. Let's do it.
Only three?
Okay, next question for you is, if you could have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee with a fictional character, who that would be and why?
Fictional character. Oh. Good question. I'm a very big Marvels fan,
Mm,
and I would say probably the Scarlet Witch. She's um the lady that does magic. If you guys don't know which one, but she has a series in the Disney Plus platform. I don't know. I just really I think I have a girl crush on her. I think she's just very strong. And I don't think she knows how powerful she is. Maybe that's what it is, you know. I want to tell her how powerful she is. But yeah, I just like the way she is with her friends, with her brother who has passed away, not secretly, but hopefully that's not spoilers for people. But yeah, I think we'd have a great time.
amazing. What would be your first question for her?
Ooh, um, I know it's gonna be really sad, but I'm gonna ask her how does she cope with having so much responsibility?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. 2 questions left. Let's do it. Right, before the next one, as you're talking about your partner, and I could see your eyes shining, talking about him. So far, what's the most beautiful lesson you've learned from him?
Discipline, because for a very long time, I think for a very long time, yeah, I was trying to find what happiness means to me.
Mhm.
And I think this does stem from my trauma of moving to the Channel Islands. It's a very traumatic time. And I think, yeah, I was trying to find happiness in the wrong places, not knowing that it's pleasure that I was chasing rather than being peaceful and free. Ryan's taught me how to be disciplined, especially with money, and especially how to look at life or problems or challenges in a different perspective. Like I said before, um, I'm not really big into changes. But he's really helped me kind of transition from um, a teenage brain to like an adult brain. I've learned a lot from that guy. But yeah, really enjoy it.
And if you can
Uh,
share, how did your path crossed?
oh, so I was living in Manchester and he was studying in Liverpool, psychology. And I remember I was working for the Bank of New York, but then I quit. And then I was like, oh, let's celebrate. I quit. So me and my friends went to Liverpool and had a night out. And as I was going back home on the train, Ryan's flat was very close to the train station. So we met on Grindr. Um, but as the train was leaving, he messaged me. So I think if I caught the earlier train, or if I caught the earlier train or whatever, I think we would have missed each other
Wow.
because of I don't know how much people know about how Grindr works, but it's more like the location where you are rather than
Yeah.
so if the train moved, then he wouldn't have been able to see me on his app.
Wow.
But yeah, after 10 minutes of speaking to him, I'm like, I'm gonna delete this now. And the guy didn't even message me after 3 days, for 3 days.
Wow.
I was like, here's my number. I'm going to delete this app. So I deleted it. And I was expecting him to message me and he didn't. But
Wow.
it's just, playing hard to get. I'm here for it. Yeah,
Good.
yeah.
Next question is, what was your worst foot in mouth moment?
I can't think of anything on the top of my head, but I'll tell you what I've done
Uh-huh.
instead. My mom went to Dubai, right? And she bought like this gold cross. Like, I don't know what carat it is, but she was very, very, very attached to the necklace, and it had a cross and Jesus, very Catholic. So she gave it to me as I hope you keep safe and hope this keeps you well. I lost the thing after a week.
Oh my God.
And then she said she calls me Kuya, which means older brother, because that's in the Philippines. If you're the older brother of your family, your parents will call you Kuya, so your other siblings will then too. So she's like, Kuya, you know that necklace you have? Can I have it back? And I
Oh
was
my,
like, why, mom? And then she's like, because you're not ready. And I'm like, not ready for what?
oh my God.
I don't know what it meant, but I didn't ask further. But I'm like, Mom, I think it's in the drawer. I don't wear it because it's expensive and stuff. But after like 2 months of being badgered for the necklace, I actually bought one. I bought a similar one, but I don't know what the other one looked like. But she remembered it, and so I was like, "Oh, here you go. Here's your necklace." And then she's like, "That's not my necklace."
Oh my God. Did you tell her the truth
So
after?
yeah, I had to. Had to, but she wasn't very angry. She was just, I think she just wanted it back, to be honest.
Oh,
Yeah, I said sorry. I took her out for shopping. She loves that. So she forgave me in the end. Um, I didn't realize how much it really meant to her, really meant to her.
wow.
So, yeah.
It meant to
I don't
happen.
know where it's maybe it's still in the flat. I just don't know. I don't know where it is.
Hopefully you find one day and she's gonna be very happy again.
Yeah, I honestly put it down somewhere. Um, because I'm conscious of wearing that because I'm not very into the religion side.
Ready for the last question?
Go on.
Let's do it. Last question. All right. But before the last question, tell me, for you as a gay, growing up as a gay boy, did you have the support of your family? It was trick for you. Walk me through a little bit about your journey as a gay guy.
Yeah, it was not as hard as I thought it would be in terms of coming out to my parents. They're very open
Mm-hmm.
in like in their mindset and stuff. So my coming out story. Okay. So I was living in the Isle of Man and I was in college at the time. And one day I didn't want to go to college because I was very lazy back in my college days. I was studying health and social and didn't want to go that day. My mom and dad shouted at me saying, "You need to go to college, you need to like blah 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 blah." And I shouted back, and that's what you never do to your parents. Like Filipino parents, you never shout at them back. So um yeah, I had a very, very terrible day that day. But yeah, I just told them the truth. I don't know why, actually. It's one of those when you're very emotional and be like, maybe there was something I was keeping from you. Maybe that's why I'm acting out. Or maybe I'm just really tired. I didn't want to go to college, but hey, I'm gay.
Wow.
And they're very accepting.
Mm-hmm.
They forgot about college that day, which is great. They're accepting. They just asked me if I need any help, support. And honestly, I don't think we ever talked about it afterwards, but they know about Ryan and they know the lifestyle I'm living in London.
Wow.
I don't actually really go to much clubs these days, but I think they're just worried about how I spend my money and the people I hang out with and if I'm safe.
Mm-hmm.
but not about my sexuality. I think they just want me to live a good life.
Amazing. Good.
Yeah.
Last question for you is, talking about family, who in your family you trade place with for a day, if you could?
Probably my dad. Yeah. I was thinking about this the other day, actually. My dad works two jobs, and he's also the president of the Unified Filipino Community in the Isle of Man. So he's a very busy person. And yeah, if I could trade maybe like a month, even I could do what he does to get him to just rest a bit. Put your feet up, put your feet up. I want to help. Yeah, I can see how busy he is. I can see how tired he is.
Wow.
So I want to, if I could do that, maybe I'll ask the Scarlet Witch if she can do that for me. That should have been my question to her. Can you trade me places with my dad? Yeah, just to
Oh,
help him out a bit. Yeah, feel sorry for him. He shouldn't work anymore. He's getting old.
oh, amazing. Okay, let's play now the word association game. Okay, I'm going to give away some words. Just tell one word that comes to your mind. Quick thinking, okay?
Cool.
One word for family.
Parents.
Money.
Sorry, what?
Money.
Bunny.
Money. Yeah, money.
Oh, I was money. I was gonna say London. I'm gonna say London. Yeah.
Okay. Fear.
Oh, depression.
Love.
Food.
Life.
Beach.
Sex.
Yeah. Ryan.
Ooh. Religion.
My first word was none.
Politics.
um, None. Yeah.
Friendship.
Yeah. Eve, my closest friend. Yeah.
Desire.
And freedom.
Regret.
I don't know how to put that in one sentence. Sorry, I don't know how to put that in one word. It's a sentence that's coming to my head.
You can say a sentence. You can say a sentence. Why not?
Spending too much money.
Okay. One word for success.
I was gonna say freedom again.
Wish.
Holiday.
Happiness.
Sorry, what?
Happiness.
It's peace.
Okay. London. One word.
Diverse.
One word for Isle of Man.
Closeted.
One word for Manchester.
Party.
One word for Philippines.
Life.
And the last one now, yoga. One word.
Peace.
Wow. Let's pretend I'm going to meet your lovely partner, Ryan, for a coffee, and I'm going to ask him, define Joff in one positive word and one negative word only, what he would say.
He would probably say, for the positive one, grounded.
Mm-hmm.
And for the negative one, can't think of a negative word about myself. Wait, let me ask you. I'm joking. Negative one. Yeah, spend too much money, man, on stuff that I don't need, and it's something I'm working on. Discipline is whatever the lack of discipline is. The opposite of that is the word he's gonna use.
Listen to Ryan. He knows what he's talking about.
The boy knows, man. The boy knows.
For sure. Let's play now, Joff and the Magic Box, and you can ask me a question. Right, before you ask me the question, What's the name again of the language in Philippines?
It's Tagalog, so it's spelled Tagalog, Tagalog.
Tagalog. Okay, so what is your favorite Tagalog word?
Sinigang, which is my favorite food of Philippines. It's basically like it's kind of sour, but I love it. It's filled with vegetables. It's got this vegetable called, I think it's called gabi. I don't know what it is in English, but I will message you the name.
Right. Okay, I'm curious now. Okay, you can ask me a question, Geoff.
Yeah, I was thinking about this question, and one thing that I like doing in my spare time is listening to podcasts. So I listen to The Mindset Mentor. I listen to Dr. Rangan Chatterjee to see what their perspective in life and health and wellness is. So if you were listening to a podcast, what would your recommendation be?
Good question. Good question. Geoff, I'm gonna be very, very honest to you. Very honest. I don't listen to podcasts. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest to you. I'm kind of, on my spare time, I like to read. I like to go to the cinema, and sometimes I flip. For example, if I'm on YouTube or doing something, I tend to have a brief look, let's say, yeah, in a podcast. Maybe mostly it's about, I'm originally from Brazil, and there are so many, let's say, podcasts. People, it depends. Sometimes it depends my mood. It depends what I'm watching. But usually, like, I don't have like something that I follow like every day or a kind of. So let's say the answer would be podcasts from Brazil. Think that some podcasts about maybe some from where I come from, maybe some things that are happening in Brazil, or maybe some about my the area where I come from, the state where I come from. So I would say that. I would say I would be more would get my attention about any topic they are talking about, maybe Brazil or about my childhood as well. There are so many artists at the time that somehow, I don't see them anymore. And so, those podcasts, sometimes they bring those people to see what they are doing with their lives right now. And sometimes gets my attention, those podcasts, because it reminds me of my childhood memories. And somehow, I've been away from Brazil since I was 19 years old. So it's sometimes that brings me back to my memories in Brazil, but they are like, there's no like a podcast that I'm following, like for you, like on a spare time, that's something that you connect with. There's so many, so it depends. My mood, it depends, but could be something from other countries as well. So I would say that. I would say there's not like something that I'm really. But actually, there is. It's not a podcast. It's a show called William the Magic Box that interview people all over the world. So I think the other day I saw on YouTube, and I was like, oh my god, that's interesting. It's a show where people, they can express themselves, people connect with other people as well, people sharing memories, sharing their lives as well. I think that's a podcast it's not a podcast, but it's a show where people, they are expressing themselves. So I would
I
say,
heard it's very up and coming.
yeah, William and the Magic Box. That's the name of the show.
William and the Magic Box?
Yes.
Well, I'd have to look into that.
Have a
Sounds
look.
very fun.
Yeah, have a look, because there's so many people therefore all over the world. People express themselves, people connect with other people as well, sharing more life memories, and it gets my attention like at least once a day for sure.
Sounds very interesting compared to what I'm listening to.
Amazing. Did you enjoy the interview, Geoff?
Sorry?
Did you enjoy the interview?
I loved it. Yeah. It's
Thank
good. It's
you.
good to speak to people. You're obviously very kind and
Thank you.
want to get to know a lot of to people you're interviewing. So it's refreshing.
Thank you so much. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks. As I know nowadays we are so busy with our own lives, And when someone take their time for us, I think it's a gift because I know how busy our life can be. So yeah, thanks so much for taking the time. But before you go, if you can share a positive message or anything that you live by.
I was thinking about this. There's quite a few quotes around the internet, right? But one rings true to me, and that says, "Don't let fear rob you of your freedom." So for me, that means don't let your inner critique tell you you're not good enough or tell you you can't do that and start to compare yourself to other people. You'll never start that way. So
Yeah.
don't let fear rob you of your freedom, whatever freedom means to you.
I love that. And I tell you something, when when you're gonna do something in your life and you have this voice telling no, no, don't go, this and that, it's a sign that for you to do it, because this voice is trying to stop you back. But that's the point. Okay, you know what? That's a good sign. They're trying to stop me back. That's where I should go. And if you feel fear, go feeling scared, because those butterflies is gonna help you 1 point. Because if you don't feel anything, what's the point? So if you should feel those insecurity, it's a good sign. It's a good sign for you to follow and go for it.
Yeah, it's not meant to be easy. It's meant to be challenging, and that's how we grow.
Absolutely. Thanks so much. Regards to Ryan, to your family, your friends, and you keep in touch, okay? And I see you in London sometimes. My God, we're in the same city. Okay? Thanks so much for the interview. Good night.
Have a good night. See
Take
ya.
care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. So, did you like the show? Don't forget to give a like, to share it, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. And if you'd like to be part of the show as well, first, subscribe to our channel, and after that, just go to our website, www.williamandthemagicbox.com, and send us a request saying why would you like to be part of the show. And I see you there. Bye-bye. See you next time.